still not clear why they crashed or how the other people in the van are doing. The Grammy-nominated artist was known for songs like Wish I Didn't Miss You and No More Rain.
New at 4, R&B soul singer Angie Stone has following a car crash. She was on the way to Atlanta following a performance.
It's a story that has left fans heartbroken and conspiracy theories swirling, a tale of triumph, betrayal, and an untimely end that no one saw coming. Angie Stone, the woman whose voice defined generations, whose music lifted spirits and told the stories of countless fans, is now at the center of a mystery that has everyone asking the same question: what really happened on that dark Alabama highway? Was it a tragic accident, or was there something far more sinister at play? Buckle up, because this story takes twists and turns that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the music industry.
R&B singer Angie Stone has in a car crash. We're told she had just finished a concert in Mobile, Alabama Friday, was heading to Atlanta when the van she was riding in crashed.
Angie Stone was more than just an artist. She was a force of nature from her early days with The Sequence, the trailblazing all-female hip-hop group that gave us the iconic track Funk You Up, to her reign as one of neo-soul's most celebrated voices. Angie's career was nothing short of legendary, but behind the glitz and glamour, the accolades and applause, Angie faced battles that most of us couldn't imagine, and according to some, those battles didn't end when she stepped off the stage. They only got darker. On the surface, her passing seemed like a tragic accident. It was reported that Angie was traveling in a Sprinter van with her crew heading to her next performance when the vehicle flipped over and was struck by another car. She was the only one who didn't make it, but as details began to emerge, whispers of suspicion started to spread. Why was Angie the only one who didn't survive? How could this have happened just weeks after she spoke out about the injustices she faced in the music industry? And what about those chilling statements from Jaguar Wright, the outspoken singer who has gained notoriety for exposing the alleged dark secrets of the industry's most powerful players? Jaguar claims Angie's passing was no accident. She says it was a calculated move to silence her before she could reveal the truth.
And I'm just here to let you know I am so outdone with things that have been going on in and around me. And because we're at the end of 2024, I kind of just want to shut it down. Looking forward to winning.
Let's rewind to just weeks before the incident. Angie took to social media in a fiery post that sent shockwaves through her fan base. She revealed that she was gearing up to take legal action against Universal Music Group, claiming that they had swindled her out of royalties and publishing rights for decades. "They're going to have to give me my money," she declared, her voice filled with frustration and resolve. Her fans applauded her courage, but those who know how this industry works couldn't help but feel a chill. After all, Angie wasn't the first artist to speak out against the powers that be, and she wasn't the first to meet an untimely end.
Gotta go like and share, get some people on this live, mainly because I'm about to reveal some stuff that, Lord just told me to talk about today. Going out of this year, going into a new year, I need to bring you guys up to speed with some things that I've kept very personal.
Angie's fight for justice wasn't just about money, it was about reclaiming her legacy. Over the years, she had poured her heart and soul into her music, creating timeless hits like Wish I Didn't Miss You and Broa. Her contributions to the neo-soul movement were immeasurable. Her collaborations with legends like D'Angelo and Lenny Kravitz cemented her place in music history. Yet, despite her undeniable talent and influence, Angie often found herself being overlooked and underappreciated. She once revealed that even her groundbreaking work with The Sequence was never properly credited. Their track Funk You Up had been sampled by countless artists from Dre to Bruno Mars, yet Angie and her bandmates never saw the royalties they deserved.
Yeah, I don't think people realize that Angie's one of the pioneers of rap. The Sequence, the first
female
group to go gold.
Yeah, the first female group, period, to do an original rap record, to do a rap record that garnered the world. We had our neighborhood rappers, we had our New York City rappers, but Sequence was the world's rappers. And I think people get it.
And it wasn't just the industry at large that failed her. Angie also faced betrayal from those closest to her. Take her relationship with D'Angelo, for instance. The two were more than collaborators, they were romantically involved, and Angie played a pivotal role in shaping his sound. Her input on his albums Brown Sugar and Voodoo helped define his career, yet D'Angelo reportedly downplayed her contributions. According to Angie, his ego couldn't handle sharing the spotlight, and their relationship ultimately turned toxic. Then there was the time Mary J. Blige allegedly took one of Angie's songs, reworked it, and released it without giving her credit, and don't even get her started on Jill Scott, whose label reportedly instructed her to mimic Angie's style from her wardrobe to her stage presence. The list of betrayals goes on and on.
I think whenever you're doing a love song of any kind, the mysticism is what holds you and it keeps you, steady. I think when you reveal too much, you show too much of your hand, there's nothing to gauge there.
But Angie wasn't one to stay silent. She was a fighter, and she was determined to shine a light on the corruption and exploitation that plagued the industry. That's why her legal battle with Universal Music Group was so significant. She wasn't just fighting for herself, she was fighting for every artist who had ever been taken advantage of.
Like a double-edged sword, because I'm going to tell you one thing, and then I'm going to get to the worst thing that could possibly happen to any artist after 45 to 50 years in the business. The worst thing that could happen. It is, of course, happened.
Her words struck a chord with fans and fellow artists alike. Tyler Perry, who spoke at her funeral, admitted that he had no idea how much Angie had struggled until after her passing. To think that this woman was in the business for all of these years, all of those songs, all of that money that was owed to her, where is it? It's wrong, he said, his voice filled with anger and sorrow. He wasn't the only one who felt that way. In the days following Angie's passing, tributes poured in from across the music world, with many calling for justice not just for Angie but for all artists who had been wronged by the system.
They've taken pretty much everything. They've stolen, I won't say stolen, but they have taken all the monies that were due to me. They have basically absorbed in that company, and even though there's several class action lawsuits, people that were working on my behalf never even registered the songs, all the songs that I've done.
But while some were mourning, others were questioning Jaguar. Wright never wanted to shy away from controversy and took to social media to share her thoughts on Angie's passing, and let's just say she didn't hold back, according to Jaguar. Angie's accident wasn't an accident at all. She was on the verge of exposing some very powerful people. Jaguar claimed they couldn't let that happen. She went on to suggest that Angie may have already been gone before the crash even occurred, a chilling allegation that has left fans reeling. Could it be true? Could someone have orchestrated this tragedy to silence Angie once and for all?
So I'm truly a walking testimony that God has carried me all this time, because if you only knew how much money they have taken from me, how much they have stolen from me, money that I'm supposed to be, I should have been able to retire 20 years ago with the money I've made, supposedly.
Jaguar's claims have certainly added fuel to the fire, but they're not entirely without precedent. The music industry has long been rumored to have a dark side, one where artists who challenge the status quo often find themselves facing mysterious misfortunes. Angie wasn't the first to speak out, and she likely won't be the last, but the timing of her passing coupled with her outspoken nature and impending legal battle has left many wondering if there's more to this story than meets the eye. As more details about the crash continue to emerge, the questions only seem to multiply. Why was Angie the only one who didn't make it? What caused the van to flip in the first place? And why was she so determined to take on one of the most powerful companies in the industry despite the risks? These are the questions that fans and conspiracy theorists alike are grappling with, and so far there are no clear answers.
Little song is the very beginning. When you finally get discovered, you're from a little hick town in South Carolina, and somebody discovers you. When you get discovered, I was with the first female rap group to release an original record and to tour the world. We were the first females to do rap.
What's even more unsettling is the fact that Angie's story is far from unique. Over the years, countless artists have come forward with similar tales of exploitation, betrayal, and in some cases, retaliation from lawsuits to sudden career downturns. The pattern is hard to ignore, and while some might dismiss Jaguar W's claim as nothing more than baseless speculation, others see them as a call to action, a reminder that the truth is often hidden in plain sight, and so the mystery of Angie Stone's passing remains unsolved, leaving us with more questions than answers. Was she a victim of an industry that chews up and spits out its brightest stars, or was it simply a tragic accident, a cruel twist of fate that robbed us of a legend far too soon? One thing is certain, Angie Stone's story is one that deserves to be told, not just for her sake but for the countless others who have faced similar struggles. Her voice may be gone, but her legacy lives on, a testament to the power of resilience, talent, and truth.
Quite contrary to what a lot of people think, when you're the first at anything, you're gonna make mistakes. So I lean heavily to that because she did something phenomenal that turned out to be great for a lot of people, but you had to have it.
As the narrative shifts toward the broader implications of Jaguar Wright's allegations, the focus turns to the dark underbelly of the music industry, a world where power and corruption often go hand in hand and where the quest for justice can come at a steep price. Stay tuned as we dive deeper into this tangled web of secrets, lies, and betrayal. So let's pick up right where we left off, because the deeper you dig, the darker this story gets. Angie Stone's passing isn't just a tragedy, it's a window into the murky, unpolished underbelly of the music industry, and if there's one person who refuses to let this story fade into the background, it's Jaguar Wright. This is a woman who has made it her life's mission to pull back the curtain on the powerful figures who she claims manipulate, exploit, and control the artists we all love. But the question is, how far does this go? And what are they really hiding? There is no vindication for me, because for 4 years I've been screaming not just Diddy but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters, and the victim-making machine kept going on. Jaguar Wright has been a polarizing figure in the entertainment world, to say the least. For years she's been dropping bombshells about the industry's most powerful players, claims so shocking that they sound like something out of a movie. And when it comes to Angie Stone, Jaguar isn't holding back. She's painting a picture of an industry where success comes at a cost, where speaking out can make you a target, and where the truth is often buried under layers of secrecy. According to Jaguar, Angie's passing wasn't just a random tragedy, it was part of a larger pattern, a system designed to protect the powerful and silence those who pose a threat. And Angie, with her fiery determination to expose the truth, was definitely seen as a threat. But Jaguar doesn't stop there. She's also pointing fingers at other industry figures who she claims are part of the same corrupt machine, and the names she's dropping, let's just say they're not small players. Jay-Z has been notable for his silence since, these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is? Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere, forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now. Sean Diddy's, Combs, for instance, have been a frequent target of Jaguar's allegations. She's accused him of being one of the most influential figures in what she describes as a toxic system of exploitation, and while Diddy has faced his fair share of controversies over the years, Jaguar claims that the full extent of his influence and his alleged wrongdoings has yet to come to light. Her accusations are chilling, painting a picture of an industry where power is wielded like a weapon and where those who step out of line are met with swift and brutal consequences. And then there's Jay-Z, another name that Jaguar has brought into the conversation. She's accused him of being complicit in the same system, claiming that his silence on certain issues speaks volumes. He starts little fires everywhere and forces everyone to carry water while he sneaks away without a response, she said in a recent interview. It's a bold claim, and one that has sparked heated debates among fans and industry insiders alike. After all, Jay-Z is one of the most successful and respected figures in music. Could he really be involved in the kind of activities Jaguar is describing? Respond, you have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Shaw Combs have one person in common professionally and privately: Sean Carter. And let's not forget Beyonce, whose name has also been dragged into this tangled web of allegations. Jaguar has claimed that Beyonce, along with Jay-Z, has been aware of and even complicit in some of the darker aspects of the industry. It's a shocking accusation and one that has left fans reeling. After all, Beyoncé is often seen as a symbol of empowerment and positivity. How could she possibly be involved in something like this? But Jaguar insists that the truth is far more complicated than it seems. These are heavy accusations, and they've sparked an outpouring of reactions from fans, skeptics, and even other artists. Some have praised Jaguar for her bravery and speaking out, while others have dismissed her claims as baseless or exaggerated. But whether you believe her or not, there's no denying that her words have struck a nerve. They've forced people to take a closer look at the industry and question the narratives we've been fed for so long. A lot of people have been sudden and unexplained misfortunes. It's a pattern that's hard to ignore and one that has led many to believe that there's more going on behind the scenes than we realize. Jaguar herself has said that she's spoken to hundreds of individuals who claim to have been victims of the same system, and she insists that there are thousands more who have yet to come forward. So what exactly is this system that Jaguar keeps talking about? According to her, it's a network of powerful individuals and entities that work together to maintain control over the industry. This includes record labels, management companies, and even some of the biggest names in music. She claims that these players use a combination of financial incentives, intimidation, and even outright threats to keep artists in line, and if someone dares to challenge them, like Angie allegedly did, they're quickly dealt with. When you talk about something you know of things. I think when a person can kiss well, they show you their intimacy. It's a grim picture to say the least, but Jaguar isn't the only one raising these concerns. Over the years, other artists have come forward with similar stories describing an industry that's rife with corruption and exploitation, and while some of these claims have been dismissed as conspiracy theories, others have been backed up by legal cases and investigations. For example, there's the ongoing controversy surrounding unpaid royalties. Angie's battle with Universal Music Group is just one of the cases where artists have accused record labels of withholding money that rightfully belongs to them. It's a problem that's been going on for decades and one that has left countless artists struggling to make ends meet despite their success, and while some have managed to fight back and win, others have been silenced or ignored. Then there's the issue of creative control. Many artists have spoken out about feeling pressured to conform to certain images or styles, often at the expense of their own artistic vision. Angie herself experienced this firsthand from her early days with the sequence to her solo career as a neo-artist. She once revealed that her management team had fumbled opportunities for her to take on acting roles, including a part in the No One Ladies detective agency that ultimately went to Jill Scott. It's just one example of how artists can be undermined by the very people who are supposed to have their best interests at heart.
To respond. You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately: Sean Carter.
And let's not forget the emotional toll. The music industry is notorious for its high-pressure environment, and many artists have struggled with mental health issues as a result. Angie was no exception. In one of her final interviews, she spoke candidly about the challenges she faced as a single mother trying to balance her career and her family. It's a heartbreaking admission and one that speaks to the larger issues at play. The music industry has long been criticized for its lack of support for artists, particularly when it comes to health and well-being, and while there have been some efforts to address these issues in recent years, many believe that there's still a long way to go as we continue to explore the darker side of the music industry. One thing is clear: Angie Stone's voice may be gone, but her impact will never be forgotten, and as more artists and advocates like Jaguar Wright speak out, the hope is that their voices will lead to a brighter, more equitable future for everyone in the industry. But for now, the questions remain. Who's really pulling the strings, and how many more stories like Angie are out there waiting to be uncovered? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned for more as we dig deeper into this story. A network of powerful individuals and entities that work together to maintain control over the industry. This includes record labels, management companies, and even some of the biggest names in music. She claims that these players use a combination of financial incentives, intimidation, and even outright threats to keep artists in line, and if someone dares to challenge them, like Angie allegedly did, they're quickly dealt with. When you talk about something you know of things. I think when a person can kiss well, they show you their intimacy. It's a grim picture to say the least, but Jaguar isn't the only one raising these concerns. Over the years, other artists have come forward with similar stories describing an industry that's rife with corruption and exploitation, and while some of these claims have been dismissed as conspiracy theories, others have been backed up by legal cases and investigations. For example, there's the ongoing controversy surrounding unpaid royalties. Angie's battle with Universal Music Group is just one of the cases where artists have accused record labels of withholding money that rightfully belongs to them. It's a problem that's been going on for decades and one that has left countless artists struggling to make ends meet despite their success, and while some have managed to fight back and win, others have been silenced or ignored. Then there's the issue of creative control. Many artists have spoken out about feeling pressured to conform to certain images or styles, often at the expense of their own artistic vision. Angie herself experienced this firsthand from her early days with the sequence to her solo career as a neo-artist. She once revealed that her management team had fumbled opportunities for her to take on acting roles, including a part in the No One Ladies detective agency that ultimately went to Jill Scott. It's just one example of how artists can be undermined by the very people who are supposed to have their best interests at heart.
There are key people that have been driving the ships. And what they've been doing is improperly representing me, improperly stealing from me, taking things in their own hand, changing and switching lanes because they knew I didn't know that part.
And let's not forget the emotional toll. The music industry is notorious for its high-pressure environment, and many artists have struggled with mental health issues. As a result, Angie was no exception. In one of her final interviews, she spoke candidly about the challenges she faced as a single mother trying to balance her career and her family. It's a heartbreaking admission, and one that speaks to the larger issues at play. The music industry has long been criticized for its lack of support for artists, particularly when it comes to health and well-being, and while there have been some efforts to address these issues in recent years, many believe that there's still a long way to go as we continue to explore the darker side of the music industry. One thing is clear: Angie Stone's voice may be gone, but her impact will never be forgotten, and as more artists and advocates like Jaguar Wright speak out, the hope is that their voices will lead to a brighter, more equitable future for everyone in the industry. But for now, the questions remain. Who's really pulling the strings, and how many more stories like Angie are out there waiting to be uncovered? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned for more as we dig deeper into this story.